how do I have a DNF, a 2-star, and then a 5-star in one video? That's literally me. Hi, this is my boyfriend, and he's choosing my books. However, I had clips of us like going through my bookshelves and him like deciding what he wanted to choose, but I lost all of those clips. So this is us already knowing what happens. He's just gonna explain why he chose this book. For additional context, he chose one book from my TBR, my physical TBR that I have, and then we went book shopping for the second one. So this is the book he chose from my physical TBR.
The Last Witch of Scotland. So I chose this one. It was one that we got in Scotland that Erin hadn't read yet. And it just seemed interesting. It's in the 1700s, early 1700s, so like height of the European witch hunting. And it just seemed very interesting.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next clips are just going to be us book shopping because luckily I still have those clips. Yeah. Enjoy.
So do you have any genres that you want to avoid or lean towards? You know, springtime.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
No nonfiction.
I think that's always, you know.
But I'd be fine with fiction or fantasy.
Fiction or fantasy?
I'm not really into thrillers or horrors.
Not really into thrillers or horrors. Okay. Okay.
Do you have any idea what you're going to do?
Now I need to look around.
Firefighter fantasy? Dragons versus firefighters versus the Phoenix?
Please.
Sequel to the Smoke Eaters?
Oh no, they don't have the first one. I can't read that.
Read that?
Yes.
You've read every single thing Beach has read.
Except for her young adult stuff.
Look at the size. Size are cute. How's Moving Castle? Whimsical and unforgettable story.
Oh, they harvest human hearts.
That sounds really cool, actually. Have you ever read anything by it?
Nope. Excuse my appearance. It rained today, so when that happens, there's no hope for my hair. I have read up to page 71 in The Last Witch of Scotland. This book has an interesting premise. So we're following 2 point of views. The first POV is Ayla. We're introduced to her and her mom and her dad. So the first chapter, there's a big fire that kills her father, and she tried to go after him and save him, so she's like disfigured and stuff. So that leaves just her and her mom left in her family. Another POV from this like troupe, this like traveling like entertainment group kind of thing. So it's kind of just a bunch of like mismatched random people that all perform together, and I guess that's how they live. They just like make money from town to town and like move on and perform and whatever. That's definitely interesting. The writing, whack as, and I just mean that in the way that the first chapter where the girl Ayla is talking to her dad, like there was some sort of lesson they were talking about. I don't really know. It was a teaching moment. Like I don't really know how to describe it. And he was basically saying something along the lines of like he believes that she's equal to him even though she's a woman. And hey, let me just remind you, it's 1723. I'm so sorry to be like a Debbie Downer, but I genuinely don't think men were like freely talking about women being equal to them. That's just a smidge unrealistic in my opinion. So there's some strange things happening. If it gets worse or weirder, I'm definitely gonna stop reading, but as of right now, it's not too weird. So yeah, that's my update. To page 109 in The Last Witch of Scotland, and I really don't like this book. This is like such a prime example of like somebody writing historical fiction, but they want it to be more like palatable to readers, so then they like make the characters not really historically accurate. Like, this book is obviously trying to highlight specific injustices towards women during the time period, especially in relation to the witch trials, which, hey, we haven't even gotten to anything. The most closely related thing to that subject is that there's a new minister in the town that this girl lives in, and he thinks that the main female character and her mom are suspicious, like, already. He, like, literally showed up. Hey, I'm doing an update about this book. Come here. I have to tell you something.
Oh,
I have something to tell you.
Does it blow?
Yeah, like, really bad. Like, really bad.
I'm sorry. I tried to get you a book you'd like, but...
Well, I chose this book. I bought this book. This was my choice. You just told me to read it.
Yeah, but I remember reading it when you were going into buying it. It looked cool.
Yeah, girl, it's bad. Should I try to read that instead, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, what, you're a little bit under halfway into this?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not seeming like it's going to get any better.
No, I'm actually going to stop. I'm not reading
just
this.
DNF it.
Yeah, I am. But do you want to, like, if you chose another book for my TBR, would it be that other Scotland one? Or are you going to choose something else?
Oh, I'll choose something else this time.
Okay.
Maybe.
Let's go choose
Unless I choose that.
Okay, this actually works out okay because I lost all the footage of you choosing the first time. So you get to choose another book. You get to choose from this shelf or these or these.
What's The Nightingale about?
That's about World War II.
Soon to be a major motion picture.
It's probably already a movie. That book came out a while ago. So then I'll read it and then we can watch the movie together.
Yeah, we can watch the movie together. That sounds really good, actually. Is this like a sequel?
No, it's just by the same author.
What's one of
That
this?
one's about, like, female friendship, like, as you're growing older, I think. I don't remember.
Yeah, women friendship that defines their lives. Women in war, women palling around.
Are those the only two ones you're choosing from?
No. Okay, well, this isn't maybe more than this one, Frank.
Okay.
No offense to women being friends. That's a great thing. Friends are awesome. Ooh, I want to read the back of Ministry of Time because it just sounds cool.
I just bought that.
And I mean, not to judge a book by its cover, but that's a cool cover. I mean, y'all have probably seen it. See, that sounds cool. This sounds cool. When you have to get this video published.
Are those the two
These
options?
are the two. When you have to get the video published.
No, I'm not going to tell you that. You choose which one sounds cooler. The war one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. I wanted to read this, but, like, I think it's going to make me cry.
I'm gonna...
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nightingale in a really long time. I apologize. I'm on page 270. I'm really liking this book so far. I also really like the audiobook. I've been listening to it on Spotify and the narrator does French accents for them, which I really appreciate considering they are French. I am really liking this story so far. Something that's interesting about when people like talk about this book on the internet, the story follows two sisters, and like I've heard people say like on opposite sides of the war, which is literally not true, because I take that as one who supports the Germans in World War II and then one who doesn't. So like that is not the case. From my perspective, it's like they're both on the same side. They're both from France, so they obviously are not on the German side. It's kind of a case of someone who's very actively against the war and wants to do something about it, and then someone who's passively against the war, like she's afraid of it, obviously. She doesn't want there to be war, but she doesn't feel like she can do anything to make a difference, or she's scared to do anything to make a difference, which is fair. Like, that is something that's so interesting to me, where it's like you can see both sides so clearly, where of course you're going to be afraid of war, of course you're going to be afraid of taking action, because the retaliation against those people is literally execution. So of course that is like so reasonable, that makes sense. But then of course there's also the side of it where you hate these people, you hate what they're doing to your country and your culture and everything, so then you want to do something about it. Like, I think it's done so well, and I really, really, really am enjoying the story. It's very interesting because I'm like finding myself being frustrated with both characters. I'll find like the sister who's very active against the war and like wants to participate. Sometimes it seems like she's acting very rash and like stupidly, but she's not. Like, I understand why she's doing that. So then I'm like over here having like an internal battle about being like, she needs to stop acting like that for her to, you know, to save her own life. But of course I've never been in that kind of situation where I'm afraid for my life from an outside force, you know, taking over my country. So I don't know what it would be like. And that's also something sorry, I don't know if I just finished that thought, but I don't remember what I was saying. But I also find myself like considering in that situation which sister I would be more like. So that's like another little debate that I've been having with myself. A little fun fact about me: when I was a really big reader when I was a kid, I read so many World War II books, but I always read specifically from the perspective of Jewish people, either Jewish families that were hiding from the Germans or Jewish people that were taken to concentration camps. So it is really interesting to see the perspective from another country. But yeah, I'm really excited to finish the rest of this. I do have a good chunk left. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it tonight, but I hope I can get really close. I'm 463 pages into the Nightingale. I don't know if you could tell. I literally was sobbing for a good 10 minutes. That was probably like a couple hours ago though. This book is gut-wrenching and heartbreaking, and I knew that obviously going into it, considering what the topic of the book is. You know, that doesn't make it any easier to read it, obviously, so it's so strange though to try to talk about this book like it's a normal book. To be like, oh yeah, the plot is picking up and this, because these are real people to me. Like, this is a real book. Like, I'm reading somebody's life, but in the way that like I said, like, these people are real to me. I'm kind of at a loss for words because I don't know how to talk about this book. I have 100-ish pages left. I'm gonna keep reading a little bit more tonight, but I should definitely finish it tomorrow. So I will keep you updated. I finished this book today. I don't know how anybody could not like that book. I cried so much. It's not even funny. I don't have that much to say because this book truly left me speechless. It's so well written. The characters are so important to me. It still makes me want to cry, to be honest. If I think too hard about it, I probably will start crying again. If you haven't read this book, I beg you to, please. Please pick it up and get a tissue box. Because, oh my god. And I'm sorry, I feel like this is really not a very coherent review, but simply I just think this book is amazing and I think you should read it, and that's it. Oh, well, and also the fact that I definitely rated this 5 stars, like 100%. This is such a good book. I'm gonna go get the other book now and start that. Well, not start. I think I'm on chapter 2 at the moment. I read a little bit on my Kindle this morning, but I don't have any major thoughts because I'm on chapter 2. On page 76 of A Harvest of Hearts. This is hilarious because it's like 10 p.m. and I'm so tired I have to go to sleep. I don't have too many thoughts. I've never heard of this book before though, so that's like something that's really nice about someone choosing your books for you. So I didn't have any general public knowledge or opinions about this book to go into. Does that make sense? I don't know what anyone thinks of this book. I did look up on Goodreads though while we were in Barnes & Noble while my boyfriend was choosing it, just to see. I don't want him to buy me a book that's a 2-star on Goodreads. So one thing that I did see in the Goodreads reviews of this is that the main character talks a lot about how she's so average looking and all the other girls are so much prettier than her, and that is in fact true. But for me, that's just like slightly irritating. It's not like a deal breaker of like a book for me. She does talk about being plain and average and ordinary a lot, but I guess that's also just like the author's way of making the magic seem more magical because she's just so not magical. So we have just met the sorcerer that took a piece of Foss's heart. Foss is the main female character. I can already see the similarities between this sorcerer and Hal. I almost called him Hal. Howl's Moving Castle, the movie, the Studio Ghibli movie. I guess this is loosely based off of that, or I don't know. On the back it just says in the beloved tradition of Howl's Moving Castle. What does that mean? But also, like, sorcerer taking hearts and sorcerers being a main theme of this book, I guess relates it to Howl's Moving Castle. Yeah, so we just met the sorcerer in this book, and I do think that he's pretty similar to Howl in some ways. Like, I can see this sorcerer being kind of a drama queen, very angsty, to be honest. I don't know, like, I'm still less than 100 pages in, so I don't have too many thoughts. I'm just so exhausted. I need to go sleep right now. I'm 180 pages into A Harvest of Hearts. I have mixed feelings about this book, I think. I don't know. I can't tell if I don't like the writing or maybe the characters. I don't know. I think the story's interesting, but there's something that's like kind of in the way of me really loving this story. I don't really know what it is though. So I got the audiobook and I'm going to listen to it while I color in my new coloring book.
My cursed heart, and for the misfortune of my birth, and for my dar, and for the knowledge that I was drawn to you.
Somewhere in chapter 17 of A Harvest of Hearts, and I don't like this book. It's simply not entertaining. I don't care about any of the characters whatsoever. The talking cat should not be a main draw of this. The dialogue not that I expect like a talking cat to have perfect, amazing banter and dialogue, but like this talking cat didn't need to be in here. He really adds nothing, unfortunately, as someone who loves cats. I'm only listening to the rest of this audiobook because I would feel bad if I DNF'd another book that my boyfriend chose for me, because I feel so bad that these books are just not hitting for me. So I'm gonna be finishing it, but I'm not gonna be finishing it happily, but it's okay. I will show you my coloring I've been doing. I'm like actually having the time of my life. I'm currently working on this hippo taking a bath. She's so cute. A little self-care. I did this koala reading with some cats. That's literally me, if you care. Like when I started listening to this audiobook, I was working on this page, this koala in the fridge. Love. But yeah, literally the only reason I'm finishing this book is because I have the audiobook version of it, because I can't stand to read it, but whatever. I'll let you know how I feel at the end. And I genuinely do not know what I am going to write this book. I'm like so disappointed because the idea, the concept has so much potential. The story, pretty good. I just think the main character, oh my gosh, she did kind of ruin the book. I'm pretty sure I said this before, but I'm the type of person that can overlook the main character thinking that she's not as great as everyone else. But the extent that this main character does it to drove me up the wall. It's insane. It's like every other paragraph. She has to tie it into everything. And it drives me crazy because it's not like that's an unusual concept. Like, girls feeling like they aren't as pretty as other girls is like, I'm sure probably all girls have struggled with that. But it appears in different ways. I don't sit here and say repeatedly to myself, oh, I'm just so plain, I'm just so ugly. Like comparing yourself to other people is not just saying the same thing over and over again. And that's the only thing that our main character did. Like, I genuinely would be fine if she felt lesser than everyone else, uglier than everyone else, if she varied the way that she said it. I feel like also we spent so much of this book with her spending time in the sorcerer's house, and I guess that was supposed to be like the lead up to the romance kind of thing, but we accomplished nothing in that time period, and then all of the action happened within the last like 7 chapters. So the pacing was really weird too, which really made me upset because I honestly liked the book the further we got. I also just think I don't like the writing in general. Like, I obviously just stated all my problems with the main character's writing that I didn't like, but honestly, the sorcerer had like not that much of a personality. We didn't really know anything about him, which also drives me crazy because why did we spend so much time with her being like his like house cleaner basically? Like, why did she spend so much time in his house and we still learn nothing about him? I have actually so many issues with this book. Like I said, I think it breaks my heart when a book is disappointing because I see the potential for it rather than just hating every single part of it. If I hated every single part of this would be so easy for me to explain to you why I didn't like it, but I could see this book being good if it maybe went through more review or something. I don't really know. I'm not really sure how publishing works, so. That just drives me crazy though. I think I might give it a 2 stars, because I would not recommend this like freely to people like ever. I guess that's my thoughts on this book. I'm gonna bring my boyfriend in for like a little outro so I can tell him my thoughts. I don't know, I just feel bad. Like, how do I have a DNF, a 2-star, and then a 5-star in one video? That's insane. Welcome to the end of the video. I finished both of your books. I rated this one 5 stars.
Nice.
This book is great. Amazing. I think you would like it.
You said it was sad and gross, though.
I said it was sad and gory, but like, how do you expect to read a book about that and it not be?
Yeah, I guess World War.
World War II was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I finished this book today.
Oh. It sucked.
I gave it 2 stars.
Nice. Well, I had a feeling it might like not be that good.
Then why did you choose it?
Because after you said it seemed like the reviews that you looked up.
I think it has like a 3 point something on Goodreads, which is not that bad, I feel like. So then I had hope. Also, the premise of it is so good.
Yeah, no, that's why I picked it, because like the back of it
The execution of it though.
Yeah, you said that one girl character was annoying.
The main character.
Yeah, the main character sucked.
Yeah, she's so annoying. So.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. You did good with this one.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, you already bought it.
No, I know. I'm glad I read it though. So, thank you for choosing my books.
You're welcome. I'll do it anytime.
Yay. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Bye.